Hi, my name is N. Shishmigana. I am doing my UG courses in St. Joseph College of Arts and Science, Hosur. Today I am presenting the video How to Avoid Being Late. How to avoid being late. I don't think we intend or plan to be tardy. But if you don't plan to be on time, then you are planning to be late. Showing up late for anything causes stressful and disrespectful. Despite this, 15 to 20 percentage of people admit that they are constantly late. If you don't want to fall into this cramp, then here are the 15 ways to avoid being late and you will always be on time. 1. Remind yourself why you always want to be more punctual. 2. Know yourself. 3. Becoming a schedule pro. 4. It always better to overestimate. 5. Take into account transaction activities. 6. Plan before the night. 7. Set your watch later. 8. Use reminders and notifications. 9. Underschedule yourself. 10. Rethink your cinematics. 11. Stop trying to squeeze. 12. Schedule events during off hours. 13. Play the host. 14. Be ruthless with your time. 15. Prioritize your sleep. Remind yourself why you always want to be more punctual. When you are launching your own business, you need to determine the reason behind your action. Doing so will keep you motivated and ensure that you stick with it. The same is true why you want to be more punctual. It is harming your reputation because you are seeing someone as constantly missing deadlines that reflects on why you want to stop being late. Think about how this is going to make your life better and more often you have done this. Make being and time a priority. Remind yourself why you always want to be more punctual. Know yourself. Let's say that you're always late to work because you aren't waking up early enough. Does your commute take longer than you think? Are you underestimating how long it takes for you to get around? You can fix your tardiness problem if you don't get into the root of the problem. You may notice that it could be simple solutions like setting your alarm 15 minutes earlier in the morning. 3. Becoming a scheduling pro. Perhaps the main reason why being late is an issue is because you aren't managing your time effectively. The best way to correct this is by becoming a master at scheduling. Ideally, you should do this for a couple of weeks to give you a accurate picture. After that, you can schedule everything into your calendar to prevent conflicts like being late. 4. It's always better to overestimate. Speaking of scheduling, it's usually for the best to overestimate. That's because no matter how organized we are, we can't predict the unexpected. That could be sitting in traffic because of an accident or not able to get in the zone when working. Heck, sometimes we spend more time getting dressed and ready to leave the house than we thought. 5. Take into account transaction activities. Most of us give ourselves just enough time to get from A to B or jump from one task to another. Overestimating is one way to handle the unexpected events. However, I feel like a lot of people don't take into the account transaction activities. This way have extra time in case of an unexpected events, and most importantly you are avoiding any potential scheduling conflicts. 6. Plan before the night. Instead of rushing every morning, establish an evening routine where you can prepare for tomorrow tonight. Make it as an habit. For example, include laying your clothes, packing lunch, knowing where your wallet, keys, and other necessary stuffs are, and reviewing your calendar. 7. Set your watch later. Here is an easy enough hack that can trick your brain into thinking it's later than it is. Just set your watches and clocks 5 to 10 minutes earlier than the actual time. Just make sure that you are all synced so that you won't get confused when your wristwatch and clocks on your phone, computer, and wall or display various time. 8. Use reminders and notifications. These days, reminders and notifications are automatic. Since you are your own boss, this shouldn't be an ordeal. Example, if you wake up early, then leave your home before rushing hour begin. 9. Underschedule yourself. Remember when you track the time, that information can prevent you from sharing ourselves too thin. For instance, if you know you have a meeting all day and you need time to travel and preparation between each other, then you are not going to commit any last minute conference calls or helping an employee out with a problem. 10. Rethink your semantic. There is a big difference between being in seat and in program versus having technically arrived but still cruising around looking for parking at the appointed hour. Example, I need to be in the restaurant at 7. The meeting begins at the 2. Or I have an hour to finish this and drive there and park. 11. Stop trying to squeeze in just one more thing. We have all been guilty for this. When you look at the clock and realize you have to leave in 10 minutes, I know you don't want to waste any valuable time, but you need to keep that urge under control. If not, you will end up being late. My solution around this would be to get up and leave. 12. Schedule events during half hours. Even if you don't commit to the work, I am sure that you have an idea. Instead of joining in a rat race, schedule events when things aren't hectic. Since you are your own boss, this shouldn't be an ordeal. Example, if you wake up early, then leave your home before rushing hour begin. 13. Play the host. Want to avoid the travel time? Host more events. For example, instead of leaving your office and travel around the town, have a meeting in the conference hall. 14. Be ruthless with your time. When you have something scheduled in your calendar, then that's the only thing you want to focus on, which means not to getting distracted by phone notifications. For instance, If you committed to attend a social event, then you may have to decline an invite for another event on the same day. 50. Prioritize your sleep. What does sleeping have to do with tardiness? Well, oversleeping is one of the common reasons why people run late. It's impossible to get to the work at 9 a.m. when you slept until in 8:30. Take it as a point to get between 6 to 8 hours of sleep each night. This sounds ridiculous, but the best way to do this is waking up and going to bed the same time. Avoid blue lights at least hour before hitting the hay and keep your room dark and cool. These are the 15 ways to avoid being late. Better 3 hours earlier than a minute late. Repeat, better 3 hours earlier than a minute late, said by William Shakespeare. At last, I hope that I did my best. Thanks for your valuable time. Thank you.